Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. This is New Year's Eve, so I sincerely hope that you're all going to have a brilliant 2025. And today, you'll please like and subscribe and leave some comments. I really like your comments, especially the people that insult my singing. Listen, I'll just show you before we go any further. This is the song dinger, yeah? Listen. When you hear that, I am about to start singing. So instead of leaving comments about me not singing, click off and do one. No, well, seriously, I only do it as a joke. And today I'm going to sing you a very appropriate song right at the end. But I'm going to talk today about the rather vociferous complaints and observations and comments that have been made by Tommy Robinson, who has found himself in Woodhall Prison in solitary confinement for a period of time. And I've been having a look at what Tommy Robinson has been saying, and followed up, did a little bit of research, because it seems that his main statements concerned gangs that have been grooming underage girls for sexual purposes. And these gangs have been, generally speaking, well, approximately 45 of them have been discovered. 45 different gangs across the United Kingdom have been all generally of a certain ethnic minority group that shall not be named. Nope. But they have been doing that. One particular horrible gang, which I will discuss today, which has obviously been prominent in Mr. Robinson's observations, was a mob that operated out of Oxford in Oxfordshire. The gang leader was a gentleman. I use the term loosely, by the way, by the name of Mohammed Kara, ably assisted by his brother Bassam Kara, both of whom are now serving life imprisonment. And they ran a gang in Oxford and the Oxfordshire area that was dealing with young girls aged from 11 to 15 and perpetrating their abuse by forcing them into prostitution. The list of their offences is absolutely horrendous, and I will put a link down below to the Wikipedia page, which discusses articles in The Guardian and the Daily Telegraph, serious newspapers, which discuss this particular group and their horrible offences. Horrible offences that include forced abortions, where a 12-year-old girl was forced to have an abortion which involved some kind of hooked object being inserted into her genitals so that she would miscarry the child. Charming, eh? I'm Mohammed Kara, yeah? Currently serving life. I laugh at that because it doesn't mean life, does it? He'd probably get out after 8 years. But anyway, so what else were this gang doing? Well, 12 to 15-year-old girls were being placed into prostitution. They were being gang raped by the members of this mob, urinated upon, burnt, and effectively tortured by having cigarette lighters burning them and having cigarettes stubbed out on their bodies. And believe this or believe this not, this is the absolute thing. Yeah, Mohammed Kara branded one of the girls, aged 12, with the letter M on her buttocks, claiming that she was his personal property. And he was charging people, who these people were paying this, £300 to £400 for a session of unprotected sex with this particular 12-year-old girl. Now, Mr. Robinson has been speaking out about this and being extremely vociferous, as I've said. He has rather aggressively and a real rhetoric about this. He really gives it something. You've got to admire, in a way, that what he's saying needs to be said. And it was said by The Guardian and The Telegraph. And as I say, there's a link below down here that I'm putting where you can go and read what The Telegraph and The Guardian actually said about this gang. And there was approximately 20 members of this gang. Now, these gangs are all over the UK. Apparently, there has been approximately 45 of them, I believe, at one count. That's what they were discovering. The police had an operation called Operation Bullfinch, in which they were investigating these gangs. There was another operation called Operation Silk, in which further gangs were discovered, and these are being discovered all over the UK. The victims of these gangs, the young girls, are generally from dysfunctional, deprived backgrounds, people in care homes, and they're being collected by these particular individuals who decide that they're going to exploit them, plied with alcohol and cocaine or various other mind-altering substances, and gang raped and forced into prostitution. If Mr. Robinson is speaking out against that, which he believes he is, then, in my opinion, what he's doing is hardly an offence. But actually going into details about where these people are from, their ethnicity, their particular religious beliefs, I won't discuss that. But I will say this, that there is a reason for this, and I believe that this is why it happens in the United Kingdom. Because the people who are perpetrating these offences come from a form of a medieval background. They are not from a sophisticated Western society, but they're transported. It's like taking somebody from, say, the 16th century and placing them in modern-day Britain and expecting them to behave with the standards and that are present in that society. What they are doing is transferring their society from the culture in which they are raised, and very often it's not in this country, in other countries, but they live in very almost a kind of a time that's long past. They're living centuries ago, operating in belief systems that are no longer pertinent in our modern society. So there should be, if people are coming into the country, a period of, shall we say, socialisation, in which, before they are let loose upon society, they are required to understand the nature of the culture into which they are about to be permitted to live. This is our culture, this is our country, and unfortunately Mr. Robinson has been speaking out against that and finds himself in HMP Woodhall. So That's what we're doing to the British people. And let me tell you this, it comes at a cost to our society, because the gang, including Mohammed Kara and Bassam Kara, his brother, that gang of approximately 20 people, I believe, were sentenced to a total of 95 years in prison. 95 years. Now, if we assume, which we rightly assume, that it costs £1,000 a week to hold an individual in prison, then we're looking at a total of, from what I can work out, it's 4,940 weeks is 95 years. And 95 years at £1,000 a week amounts to 4,940,000. So the best part of £5 million we will be spending on taking care of Mohammed Kara, Bassam Kara, and a gang of individuals who have been abusing underage girls in our society, because they come from a medieval culture that is not relevant in today's society. And our government, aware of this, have at one time or another decided that to prevent racially motivated social unrest, I've tried to keep the lid on this. And it's people like Tommy Robinson who have been speaking out against it. But what happens when you do that? HMP Woodhall. Right, it's that time of day, folks. So I hope you've enjoyed this little rant. Yeah. This is John G. Sutton, by the way. Now you've been warned. So it's no good complaining that you don't want to sing song, because the jibber jabber is over, and now it's time for the dulcet tones of yours truly to welcome in 2025 with a song which I am certain you are all familiar with, and you'll be singing this tonight, no doubt. Well, why not sing along with John? Auld Lang Syne. You knew what it was going to be, folks. Don't tell me you didn't. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in the days of Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my dears, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll drink a cup of Jack Daniels yet, for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. And surely you will buy your cup, and surely I'll buy mine. We'll take a cup of kindness yet, for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. We two who've paddled in the stream, from morning sun till night, the seas between us roamed and swelled since the days of Auld Lang Syne. For old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind, should old acquaintance be forgot for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. For old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind, should old acquaintance be forgot in the days of Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll drink a cup of Jack Daniels yet, for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you very much for watching and following this channel. Do please like, subscribe, comments, insults, all the rest of it, questions, requests down below. And don't forget to have a look at that link talking about the likes of Mohammed Kara and his rapist brother Bassam Kara, both of them serving life. Whoops! I've lost the key!